Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. How we doing? How are we doing? Hope everyone is absolutely amazing. We are getting ready to kick off Brunch with My Creator. Just make sure that we're all good. Everything is set. I feel like I need to bring this down just a little bit. There we go. All right. All right. I think we need to bring this down just a little bit. And good there. All right, guys. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started here. We are going to get into it because we have Brunch with My Creator. And this is going to be absolutely amazing for anyone who has not had the opportunity to ever join Brunch with My Creator. It's one of my favorite things ever. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to get the TikTok in here, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch. You guys are so dope. And we're going to go ahead and get them in here. Mm-hmm. There we go. There we go. Let's send this out. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. I hope everyone is having an amazing morning. I'm so excited about what we're about to do. Super excited about what we're about to do. We're about to have an amazing Brunch with My Creator with Jeff, End of a Species. And if you guys have not had the opportunity to meet Jeff yet, you're going to be super happy. Super duper happy. Super duper happy. For anyone who doesn't know what we do here, Brunch with My Creator is an opportunity to learn more about your favorite creators. It's a behind the scene look at the creators that we engage with on a daily basis, right? It is a interview style. It's an interview style. It's absolutely one of my favorite things to do because it gives us an opportunity to learn more about these people. One thing that a lot of people don't understand is that the human element of content creation, online debating, those things like that, it's always it's a tough thing to deal with, and a lot of people don't get to understand how much time, energy, and effort it takes to actually do what we do. So I created Brunch with My Creator is an opportunity to speak directly to those different things and give people the opportunity to learn more about their favorite creators, right? So that's what this is. But I need everyone locked in for me. Tapping the screen, sharing the live, sending your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It'll boost the live. It'll push us out to the FYP. Also, I'm going to keep resetting the daily gift goals to these little 1-cent gift goals. That'll help as well. We're going to do all the things. We're going to do all the things. But I would be remiss if I didn't start this live off like I would start every live, which is playing my theme music. Brunch with my creator, yeah. We're just having some fun.
side of the screen. Grab a plate, take a sip, and let's unwind. Tell me what's really on your mind. Beyond the likes and the crazy trends, what's the story you don't post to your friends? No scripts, no filters, just you. What makes you laugh, what you've been through. The ups, the downs, the highs, the lows. We talk it all before the moment goes. No spotlight stress, just your real side. No highlight reel, just the truth inside. What's the dream you keep tucked away? What keeps you grounded at the end of the day? See, this ain't for the clout or the fame. It's for the soul behind the name. So come on in, let the people see the human like you and me. Brunch with my creator, yeah. We're just having some fun. Just relax, sharing the moments when the cameras are done. The real you, real love, no filter, no show. Seat at a table, let the world know. Brunch with my creator, can you see? Yeah, it's the human side of the screen. Yeah. We laugh about the comments, the wild DMs. Talk about the real when the screen goes dim. What keeps you strong when the pressure's high? How do you heal when the love runs dry? What's your why? What keeps you moving still? What's the joy the algorithm can't kill? The wins, the losses, the lessons learned, and the moments where your spirit burned. Then we open the floor, let the people say hi. They've been watching your journey, now they see why. It's more than content, it's connection too. And today's the day they meet the real you. Cause behind the post there's a beating heart. Behind the numbers there's a work of art. Brunch with my creator, that's the space. Mask off, let me see your face. Brunch with my creator, yeah. We're just having some fun. Just relax, sharing the moments when the cameras are done. The real you, real love, no filter, no show. Seat at a table, let the world know. Brunch with my creator, can you see? Yeah, it's the human side of the screen. Brunch with my creator, yeah. Brunch with my creator, yeah.
Hey, guys, welcome in. Round of applause for everyone. Round of applause for you guys. I'm so happy to be here. This is Brunch with My Creator, and today is the second person within CADRE that we will be sitting down with and having an amazing interview. And guys, you all have been waiting for this person, and we will bring him in. Round of applause. Round of applause. Round of applause for Jeff from End of a Species. Jeff, what up?
I am chilling. Look, I'm going to do this just to start it off right. In solidarity, for 10 seconds, I'm going to put a hat on.
Hey,
just for 10 seconds, we're rocking the hat. Just so y'all stop messing with my brother about him rocking his hat. Boom, boom, boom. Here's my black Yankee fitted. We done. Boom. And we take it off.
Yeah.
So we in solidarity. Stop messing with Santana about the hat, yo.
Listen, they can't get at me because, you know, I look good in hats. I look good out of hats, but I love hats.
Let's do it. My day's going great. I overslept, but that's a good thing when you don't have anything to do on a Sunday, right? So then I got up, chilled, spent some time, you know, got ready for this.
Yeah.
I'm rocking.
Yeah, listen.
I'm in good spirits.
Listen. I know the feeling. I'm excited to be here. I think that this is, of course, the second week, right, of interviewing CADRE, and the first week. Listen, Sean set a high bar, and when I say a high bar, I mean like, right. But I
she be cooking for real.
Yes. But if there was anyone that I would actually want to hit cleanup after Sean, is you, right? I mean, like for what I know, for the interactions that I've had, for the amount of time that I've had the pleasure to be around all of you, you and Sean, bar for bar, line for line, the most intelligent people I've ever met in my life, right? And I say that in all sincerity because, you know, I'm someone who and I appreciate intelligence. I appreciate people who have amassed knowledge and have the ability to, share knowledge. But even more so, I appreciate people who can share knowledge without doing it in a condescending way, doing it in a way where it's like, I'm better than you, right? And the way that you and Sean are like just so hyper intelligent, but you're normal people, right? You can have normal conversations. That's something that I appreciate about both of you so much.
I think oftentimes, and I'm going to say this because I do tend to get the condescension, like I tell ops all the time, like I'll keep my own inventory on condescension, but we match energy, right? Like if we have conversations with people who want to learn, then just like I want to learn, the conversation goes smooth. And so I think it's lost on people when we go into this like arena of debate that at the end it's supposed to be a search for truth and a search for how we can navigate without causing harm to each other.
Right.
And so sometimes, that can't be avoided. And the catalyst for that is when people say, I don't care about you. I don't care about your perspective. I don't care about how we're going to engage. So that does need to be said, that sometimes there is room for, a little stiff arm, elbow, throwing them bows, that kind of thing. But the foundation is to try to get the honest communication out. So that's super important to me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I agree. And that's one thing that I value about not only you, but CADRE as a whole, the emphasis on the purpose, the mission, the goal. So let's start here, Jeff. Before we even touch on CADRE, let's properly introduce you, right? Jeff, end of a species, right? First question is, can you tell the people a little bit more about yourself? Who are you? What are you about? What's important to you? But I also have to know, because this is something I've been thinking about, like even when I made the intro video, when I made like the thumbnails, I did all this other stuff. I didn't just put Jeff, right? I put Jeff, end of a species. And I was watching the video that you posted on the CADRE account, and you said that you founded End of a Species. Can you tell us more about you, but then also End of a Species? Where did that come from? How did that come about?
Okay, so actually, you're getting an exclusive right now. Like even my inner circle doesn't know this. End of a Species started with a hair straightener at my job. And there was a coworker of mine that had a hair straightener on a metal clamp that under it were a bunch of phone books. And it was plugged in. And several people had gone into that room and nobody thought, let me unplug that hair straightener. And so what I did was I took a picture of it. He thought, hey, I'm in danger. So End of a Species came out from that. Second thing, some people do know this, is I started End of a Species with my best friend at the time, who passed away in 2021. So me continuing that is continuing his legacy as well. And he was like, if you think I'm cynical, he was worse than me. Like he was one who, like me and his widow, like we reminisce all the time about his legendary sense of humor and how, but that's really like the driving force is the sense of humor. How when you spit these truths out, you're supposed to be uncomfortable. You're supposed to be uncomfortable with the idea that, hey, there's a room full of people who almost burned themselves alive because they were stupid, right? You're supposed to be uncomfortable with the idea that somebody came on to like up until today, somebody joins a live and you ask them, why do you think that? Supposed to go that way. Mm-hmm. I'm just letting you know, right? And so the more people understand that, even friendlies, like, you know, the people I talk to on the phone will tell you, if they have a thought and I'm like, why do you think that? And it's wrong. I'm just going to point it out like, hey, I think this is the flaw there. It's okay if you keep that thought, but I'm just going to point it out because like deep within my soul, I really believe we're at the point where we had a good run, right? Mm-hmm. We're at the point where we have innovation that people think is innovation but isn't. We're at the point where we have people who believe that activism is a hashtag. Mm-hmm. We're at the point where people, even the ones that seem like they have the best intentions, are not willing to do the full analysis for where their best intention is. And then we have a subset of people that are like, hey, I'm willing to do anything it takes to get us right. And those are the people that I like to engage with, because I want to almost examine if I'm wrong, right? I'm still trying to learn. But, I'm begging people to convince me I'm wrong. When I say I'm trying to get all the hydrogen out of the sun, I mean that. Like, people think it's a bit.
Wait, no. Tell people about that, because some people might not have heard that when you said it before. Tell them about that.
Okay. So when people say, hey, what are your aspirations? And somebody says, hey, world peace, come on, let's be real. And other people say, oh, I'm feeding people, but you're not, you're still buying, smartphones every year. Mm-hmm. I say that the way we get rid of all the world's ills is to get all of the hydrogen out of the sun. All of it. Now, the sun is, you can look this up. The sun is actually, this is remarkable. The gravity of the sun is converting hydrogen to other atoms. And so it's running, it will eventually 5 billion years from now run out of hydrogen. I want to accelerate that. And when it happens, the sun will expand. For those of you that believe in a rapture, that will happen. Like, all the water on the earth will boil very fast. When stuff heats up, it'll go up. It will, look, for you in the chat that are saying you just want healthcare, it will be healthcare, because all cancer will be cured like that immediately. There will be no more diseases. Matter of fact, nobody will say the hard R ever again. Now, that's my solution. And again, in the theme of people saying, hey, we have hope, get your solution in before I get mine. If you go to my website, I actually have a whole infographic where the calculations are there, right? As soon as we figure out how to get that to be a reality, we're working on it, right?
Moving towards it.
I'm dead serious. Every single nickel that you send to me is going to two causes: the Sun Hydrogen Foundation and the God Bounty. So we're either going to get the hydrogen out of the sun, or we're going to find God and make him a centerpiece at my Christmas dinner. But if y'all have a way to get the liberation before I get to one of those two, let's get it, right? Let's get the logic, let's get the reasoning under the table, and maybe you guys will prove me wrong. W. Smitty Raid, by the way.
W. Smitty Raid for sure. I think that I don't know if anyone's gonna prove you wrong. I don't know if we'll see it the day to prove you wrong, but I love the fact that you give the opportunity for someone to prove you wrong. When you talked about, like, the hydrogen fund, but you also talked about the God Bounty, and which I know, like, you said you're serious. People might take you as joking, but I think the more impressive thing, whether or not people believe in what you say or not, is the fact that, like, you put time, energy, and effort into these things. Like, if you take a look at, like, the God Bounty website, it's an actual thing, right? And it has actual information. People can interact with it. It's absolutely amazing. But then that's, like, not the limit of what you have. You sent me multiple resources, multiple sites that you've created. I love the tracking the information as far as, like, slavery, and then, like, the way that it's been invested into. I love tracking the information around, like, or the information when it came to, like, the private prisons and, like, all of those things. What makes you want to put such not only an emphasis on, like, the things that you say, because a lot of us can say a lot of shit or stuff. Sorry. A lot of us can say a lot of stuff, but, like, when you say something, you say it with purpose, you say it with meaning, and you back it up with something that's tangible. Why?
Because I want to get above the noise. I'm a firstborn. I'm spoiled. I'm a firstborn of 3. I like to joke around that for the first few years of me being alive, nothing but white and gold silk touched my skin, right? But I know what it's like to be on the stoop and have everybody trying to make jokes at the same time. Mm-hmm. And the only joke that survives is the one that turns your head and like, did he just say that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just said that. In a debate, when everybody else is saying, no, that's not true, I like to say, I like to give people everything that they need to make their argument, because now they're gonna listen. Like, are you saying that you agree with this, but I'm still wrong? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll say that, because like the technique is to make sure that people have something that they just heard you say that they want to understand why you just said it. And if I give them the punchline and they're not understanding how I got to the punchline, and then I give them the rest of the story, or if I'm giving them a story that's good enough that by the time I get to the end, they're like, ooh, all right, we went on our journey. That's the whole game, right? Everybody's trying to do that. Mm-hmm. I think I'm willing to move the line a little further than most to get that done. It's dangerous sometimes, because sometimes I say something and I'm like, do I really want to say that? And so I have to do a lot of like my own Monday morning quarterbacking sometimes. Mm-hmm. But after doing it for a long time, you kind of get a feel for, I can say this, I shouldn't say this. I know what room I'm in. I know what audience I'm speaking to, etc. So yeah, like for me, to answer your direct question, the goal is to get people to listen to what I just said.
Right.
But the technique is to go one step further than whatever the noise is.
I think that's unique, right? I think cutting through the noise is super unique because especially now, today, everybody has a fucking microphone, right? I mean, like I got a couple of microphones. I heard Solid the other day. L's in the chat for Solid. Solid was advocating for giving more men more microphones. I don't know what that's about, but like that's what he said, right? But like everyone has an opinion and everyone feels like their opinion should be heard and shared. And now that we have like social media, the world, I say this all the time, the world has become smaller, right? And since it has become smaller, people have more access to more people and they, are influenced. And so that's why when you see people who are willing to actually indulge in like conspiracy theories, indulge in like fringe ideology, indulge in like all of these kind of weird things, the fact that you have someone, instead of someone standing on the corner yelling the rapture's coming, and only the people around them hearing that, like he can start a TikTok live or YouTube or whatever, and then people tune in from all around the world and they start screaming, yeah, maybe the rapture is coming, right? And so cutting through the noise is absolutely not only important, but it's tough. And you do that so well. Now, not only do you do that well, you do that with a team that does that well. So I kind of want to start to shift over and hear a little bit more about CADRE, but I want to know from your perspective, right? Sean gave me her perspective last week. I want to know from your perspective, what is CADRE about? Why are you invested as far as being a part of it? And what is your specific role? Because I know you all have like titles and roles, and I don't want to give that away. Like, why? Just why, Jeff?
All right. So I'm fully aligned with Sean as far as like we're a digital Vanguard. But there are also a ton of Vanguards. So why CADRE is forget elite, forget all of that. We mean what we say. And that means that if a meteor hits me tomorrow, right, whatever I said, I stood on that 10 toes. And I keep people around me that also stand on that 10 toes. Whether it's something we agree on or disagree on, nobody in CADRE is going to say anything unless they're willing to back that up. And if they're not, they're going to change their mind. That's part of the That's part of the deal. I will say, as somebody who, with my background, right, I'm not used to the modern social media landscape where people say stuff any type of way and then back up from it and whatever. Like, I'm from a space where if you said it, you said it, right? And we got to move on it. And for the first little bit that I was on in this environment, I felt like I was when and roaming a lot. Like, okay, well, I guess this is how just people are here. And CADRE is one of the first places where I have people around me where I don't feel like I have to win and roam. If somebody says something sideways and I'm like, did you just say that? They're like, yeah. And that's a breath of fresh air. Even if it's somebody saying something to me, like, it's a breath of fresh air that I can address that, as opposed to somebody saying something and you call them on it and they're like, I didn't mean that. I didn't say that. I didn't want to. Or if you feel that I said that, no, just stand on what you said. We can work it out. But the first step is you got to stand on it. So that's why I rock with CADRE. Then there's the idea that everybody is always learning. Everybody. When I join Sean's live, I'm learning something. When I join Solid's live, I'm learning something. When I join Ari's live, Kenzie's live, like anybody in CADRE, if I join the live, I'm learning something. Hopefully when people join my live, they're learning something. And there was a point where that wasn't the case. And people would tell me, ooh, I learned so much. And I felt like saying, like what? And just standing there and waiting for the like what, right? I was really convinced that wasn't happening. But with this group, I hear more people, I see it in the chat where people say, this argument is wrong because this person is committing this fallacy. This person is doing this thing. And that feels good. That feels like, okay, well, y'all are learning too now. Okay, we're here. We're moving forward. I like that. And the inside jokes, they're part of them now. So when I say hydrogen, a lot of people know what I mean. Yep. And look, I don't know if they're serious or not about me getting the hydrogen out, but they're supportive of it. So you're with you're at least with
got your back.
Yeah, we at least with the punchline, if not with the whole practice, right? Yeah. So that's also really good. And that doesn't happen everywhere. There's a lot of places where once you get to the scary part of the idea, we want to take a step back and shut it down and no. So, but as far as CADRE, the digital Vanguard part is like we are building a foundation on which people can feel free to explore their ideas and explore what is the best path for liberation. We're not here to move backwards. You already know how we all feel about like electoral politics and liberalism and all of that.
Yep.
I think we've had these conversations, by the way. I think it's necessary to do what some people do and leave the door open for that, because that's where the people that believe in that and are trying to unalive you, they feel comfortable there. But then when you open up the back door and you're like, hey, no pause, by the way. When you open up that door and you're like, hey, this is what waits for you on the other side if you keep doing this. That's where CADRE comes in.
Yeah.
And then there's the ultimate rule is, especially with the ops, this is something I've been saying since I'm a teenager. If I'm going to be in a room with another person and some otherworldly power has decided that one of us is going to be uncomfortable, ain't going to be me.
Nope.
Never going to be me.
Nope. Never, ever, ever. I think that's interesting. Even the way like you kind of sum that up. The one thing that the many things that I appreciate about not only you but everyone who I've interacted with CADRE is that I learn a ton from all of you. That's why I often just come into all of your lives and I just sit and I listen. Sometimes I'll come up, but more than anything, I just sit, listen, and learn. But there's never a situation where I feel uncomfortable, right? Even the point that you just said it, but like, because I believe certain things, I stand on certain things. There's just like things about me, people that I care about, care for, want to protect, want to help, things like that. And when I enter all of your spaces and I'm there to learn, I have the ability to learn, and there can be uncomfortable truths, right? But it's never a situation where it's uncomfortable in the sense of like, it's things that are negative or harmful. Like everything that you say, you all do, it's impactful, it's pointed, it's meant to actually drive everyone in a certain direction. And like, even that's why because me, I hop around and, I interact with a lot of different type of people. And then when people who may like me, they follow me and they'll come into like your space or other spaces, I always have to make that distinction to them and say like, hey, you guys may hear something that's going to make you uncomfortable. Sit with it, listen to it, like just hang out for a while and figure out why this makes you uncomfortable. And it's never a situation of like, oh, they made this type of joke that's like super offensive and like, I can't believe they attacked these people. I get some uncomfortable truths, but that's because you guys stand on what you believe and you mean what you believe. And that's super, super important to me. Jeff, I think I know the answer to this, but what made you comfortable with being able to stand 10 toes down and be unapologetically and authentically yourself? Because that's something that I've noticed with the entire group. Like, no one is afraid to be themselves and be honest and actually stand on what they believe. How did you get there?
Before I answer that, kind of in the same vein, I'm going to tell the mods, listen, don't mute people that comment on my appearance. You're putting their lives in danger because all they're going to do is slide in my DMs later, and then wifey going to see it. And she, I'm married Italian. Why I'm comfortable is because of like where I'm from. Like I'm from Washington Heights. If I'm from Washington Heights, where like if you are poor and you don't have nice sneakers on, somebody gonna make fun of your sneakers.
Yep.
And you got to, what you gonna do? Get better sneakers with the no money you got? You got to say something. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, like, there's no other way outside of the apartment building except through the stoop. And if somebody's going to say something, then you got to say something back. And it's maybe difficult to say it when you're 7, a little easier when you're 10, mad easy when you're 15. And man, but when you hit 21 and you had a few in you, man, you could say whatever you want. So now I'm 46. Yeah, now I'm 46. You can't say nothing to me. 0 things. Like I have a PhD in Jeff from End of a Species, like several. If there's a real Mensa out there, like for Jeff from End of a Species, I'm in it. I'm the president. See, I'm not only a client, all of that. So if you're gonna tell me something about me, you're probably gonna get the test wrong. I got the answer. So when somebody says something to me, I could flip it on them so easy if all they want to talk about is me. I give people the option on my lives, like, hey, do you want to talk about the topic that you don't know nothing about, or me that you know even less about? Right? Because what you say about me don't bother me. What I say about you is gonna bother you. It's gonna. So when I say things like the entailment of voting means this, or when I say things like people in the United States are supportive of this by doing that, that's just true, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not mad about it. I'm not sad about it. That's just a truth. So if somebody's uncomfortable with that, that's cool. If they unfollow, that's also cool. But they can't deny that it's true. Like they could try to. But that's where the birth of that comes from, the fact that when somebody tells you something about you when you're young and you have to flip it, or it starts with accepting that truth. So for bigger truths, it becomes easier, because if you're okay with you, you're going to be okay with, hey, we're headed towards a bad place. Mm-hmm. That's just true, right? Yeah. Like what's there to disagree with?
Yeah, yeah. I think that a lot of people. I think a lot of people actually don't understand like the thick skin that you have to be able to stand up here, stand 10 toes down, and not only do that, but be unapologetically you. And so one thing I will call out, while like I get what you're saying, right? And everyone's space is different. I know yesterday I even just saw a comment from someone, whatever, but they said, Santana, you're too woke. You were too woke yesterday. I think that people, when it comes to like being online, everyone has their own line, right? And there's certain things and certain ways that people engage in other spaces and their spaces, right? And so understanding like it may be okay to do this here, but it's not okay to do this there. Like that's super important. But then not only is it important, but it's important to like not compromise who you are. And so for you to even be able to sit up here and say like, oh, don't block them, we're good. Like, yeah, I get that, but like we do things differently in my space. But again, that goes back to the fact that you are unapologetically you. And so it doesn't matter if you're here, if you're there, like Jeff is going to be Jeff. Jeff is going to be Jeff. And I figured it was because of like how you were raised, where you're from, the fact that like you've seen the world and you understand like it's going to take more than a couple of comments on the internet to actually shape who you are, right? And that's something that I absolutely love. One other thing that I know for a fact is that when it comes to CADRE and what you guys are trying to do, I was listening to your intros, and you said that wait, give me your title one more time.
We're going with Minister of Reason.
Minister of Reason. That's what it is. Yes. Okay. So one thing that I know for a fact about you, because I listened to the whole thing, he's like your actual function is to ensure that everything is reasonable, it stays within in line, and we're able to actually accomplish the things, right? And you are so practical in every sense of the word, right? You're not predictable, but you're practical. You're someone said logical. That's it. And logically speaking, the way that the entire group is constructed, everyone brings something different, which is amazing. But even more than that, I think there's an actual path forward. And while I might not, everyone says, "Oh, Santana, you're a communist. You're a communist." I'm not a communist, but I see the vision, right? I see what you guys are doing. So, practically speaking, how does this work? How does this group work? How do you guys actually benefit people online, offline, prepare people? Like how do you make this actually work?
So I want to mirror something you said, right? You said people say you're a communist. Mm-hmm. I am going to say this to everybody who's listening to the sound of my voice. I would be so communist if y'all read more. I would be such a, like my shirt would be red. It wouldn't have Pac-Man eating the planets, right? That's my shirt. That's the fit right now, right? Yeah. That's today's. I would have a Russian hat on. I would have a Cuban flag tattooed to my shoulder. Mm-hmm. I would be so communist if y'all read more. Mm-hmm. But people don't read, okay? And that's the first step. The first step is education. The first step is understanding what we're trying to achieve. Mm-hmm. And that, on a surface level, feed people. That's a good thing. Mm-hmm. I think if people eat, that's good. That's dope. Yay. On a deeper level, it's stop people from exploiting other people. Mm-hmm. Right? There's a lot of layers in between those two things. But the very first, you're not going to even get to feed people if you don't have the education, right? When people say, this is a recent thing that I just added to the repertoire. Socialism is when the government gives poor people money. Mm-hmm. Well, I heard you say it in your live earlier. There's a difference between social welfare programs and socialism. Mm-hmm. Well, you could get that by reading. That's something that is in the literature of political science. So if you read that, you would understand that just because AOC said, hey, let's do Medicare for all, that's not socialism. Yep. Right? That's not socialism at all. So the thing that CADRE aims to do is give you that information while everybody else is saying, hey, the Scandinavian countries are a little socialist because we just go, no, that's not true. That's wrong. Right. Like there may be a retelling of what these concepts are now that we kind of want to sneak in Red Scare propaganda. But no, the actual analysis is A, B, and C. And whatever method we use to get that to you, we give you that. Mm-hmm. You either are on the train or you're not on the train. That's cool. But then beyond that, now that we have people that are understanding the concepts, then we can get to the application of the concepts. Then we can say, hey, what is mutual aid? What is praxis? How do we bring that about? What do we mean when we say, hey, you're going to face the wall? What does that mean?
I've started saying that even more ever since I heard you guys saying that. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
When Jeff and Sean are arguing and Jeff goes, this is why I mean baby socialists get the wall. What does he mean by that? Mm-hmm. Well, if you know if you've seen me interact with baby socialists, you understand why I say that, right? And then you can decide for yourself, how badly do I want to feed people? Mm-hmm. Solid sometimes, I love Solid's abortion argument because he goes, let women do what they want with their bodies. Otherwise, I'm going to beat you up. There's a layer to that. That's like, this is how important it is for me, right? Mm-hmm. To get this across that I'm willing to do some violins to get it. Oh, so for the people who are listening to us, now that we gave you the concept, how far are you willing to go to make sure that when it comes dinner time, every child has a plate in front of them? Right. If you come across something that's stopping kids from having a plate of food in front of them, what are you willing to do?
Right.
And so those conversations need to happen. And then once we've gotten that agreement, now we got to put your money where your mouth is. Mm-hmm. Let's do that thing.
Yeah.
I will say, just real quick, mm-hmm. and this is just a secret for y'all, mm-hmm. oftentimes it doesn't get to that point where, like, oftentimes you get more often the person running off on the plug and saying, nah, I ain't messing with these cats. Once they see that you're willing to do what you're going to do. But we only hear about the times where everybody got lined up. But there's a lot of examples where people just like, you know what? I'm not going to be here no more. Yeah. Let me get on a boat and get out of Dodge.
Yeah. Just pack it up, fold it up. Like that's beneficial to some people. This is beneficial. Jeff, how much more time do you have?
I got as much time as you want. They don't close the Spanish spot till mad late, so I can still get as long as I can get my chicken, I'm chilling.
Okay. A couple of quick things, guys. Guys, make sure everyone here is tapping the screen, sharing the live. Let's get the likes up to 150,000 likes. Also, make sure we're giving Jeff a follow. Jeff is absolutely amazing. I promise you, he is someone where if you spend time in and around his platform, you will learn a ton. You will learn a ton. He is someone who is not only a man of the people, but someone who has purpose and drive and is absolutely worth investing in multiple ways. Now, one thing that I will say is that we do have the poll running in the bio. I'm sorry, the poll running with Jeff's information. So guys, make sure you're showing Jeff some love. We have his pay links and all of his information in the poll over on TikTok. We'll make sure that we get it over in the chat over on YouTube as well. But guys, show Jeff some love. Show Jeff some love. Make sure that you're hitting those pay links. Make sure you're checking out all of his things. I see you guys have been sending over some donations here. I want to read a couple of thank yous and make sure I get this message out. But just an FYI, I'm going to run through a couple of more questions with Jeff. But if you guys are interested in actually having, if you have a question for Jeff, and you have to have a specific question for Jeff, get ready to start to get in the box, because we will be getting people up here shortly so Jeff can answer a couple of questions. But make sure that when you come up, you have a direct question for Jeff. I want to read these off really quick. Mason, W's in the chat for Mason for the $5 super chat to say, love your posters behind you. Also, hey, Santana, wishing you an amazing day. Thank you for that. And then followed up with $10 super chat to say, Jeff's YouTube for anyone looking is end of a species. Not Jeff getting a plug in the already. They are on it. They are on it. W's in the chat. W's in the chat for Carrie for the $20 donation, saying, when it's time for questions, could you ask? Oh, okay. I'll save that, Carrie. I will make sure that's the first question. I got you. Thank you so much for that donation, Carrie. I got you. And then also Mason, thank you so much for the $5 donation. You followed up and said, I donated earlier on YouTube and I called you. No, it's all good. You can call me Hector. It's fine. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you for that love. And I appreciate each and every person showing me love. You guys are freaking amazing, but make sure we're taking care of Jeff. It's about Jeff today. It's about CADRE. It's about Jeff. So while I appreciate all the love, support, and kindness, like you guys are awesome, but let's take care of Jeff. Make sure that we are hitting those pay links. Make sure that we are gifting Jeff. Make sure we are doing all the wonderful things, because we want to appreciate Jeff. We want to appreciate his time. Follow him, send the gifts, do all the wonderful things. Lock the fuck in, chat. Let's do it. All right, Jeff, I'm gonna come back to you. So Jeff, you know what I'm thinking, but I'm trying to figure out how to say it. Jeff, you and I have had the same I don't want to say displeasure, but you and I have had the same kind of experience as far as being around certain people or spaces or places where they were a little bit fugazi, maybe, not necessarily who they were supposed to be. They weren't about the things that they said they were about. They weren't the people that they said that they were. And it was a little bit misleading, right? And so, but that's right. So I'm performative. And no, Sean's choosing violence. Jeff, how is it that you've been able to identify people that aren't like that? Because like we've come across those people who say that they're with those things that literally that you all within CADRE stand on. But we came to find out like they're really not about that action. How did how were you able to move past those type of interaction and people to find like the people that you're really dealing with today?
So first, W Belly for the 666 on Cash App.
Let's go.
That's what I'm talking about.
Let's go.
666 is that's the number. So identify I'm gonna say it's luck, right? Because first off, like I said, when I first hit the app, I did a lot of when and roaming. I had to do a lot of soul searching when I realized I was doing that. I had to go, hey, I need to get back to my roots. If something funny, I just got to say it's funny, regardless of what it is, right? You jump on the app and you're like, hey, you see something goofy that At the bodega, you'd be like, yo, that's goofy. Out in the street, you would say that's goofy. But on the app, you look around and you're like, nobody's calling this goofy. What the hell's happening? So the first step is I had to realize my own shortcomings in that. Like, hey, there are people around here and they say something. And when I see funny signs, I just got to say, they're moving funny. I got to move. The second thing is not being too hard on myself when that happens, right? It's okay. It's a learning experience. You move forward and then you start having those conversations. You say to somebody, hey, when you did that, what did you mean by that? And you give them an opportunity to explain it. Oh, that was a punchline. And then you give them the feedback and see how they move with the feedback. I'm willing to do that as well. Sometimes there's feedback that I get where I'm like, you know what? I did say some weird stuff. Sometimes there's feedback that I get that I'm like, you don't understand this at all. But I have to be willing to at least ingest it and analyze it. And so I look for that from other people as well. So like if I have a conversation with any cadre member behind the scenes, if early on I would have been giving them feedback and they were like, nah, we wouldn't be cadre, right? That's one way to tell if somebody is about what they say is you see what happens when they reach that adversity layer. And are you changing your stuff or are you just, no, I'm right and I don't care. So all of those things help. But make no mistake, a lot of it is luck. It's not like this is a space where we're in an ocean of ones and zeros. And there's an algorithm that works against you every single day. The fact that some of us have come across each other and made it to a point where we are simpatico. There's a lot of people out there that are saying our same message and they just haven't come across us, right? The fact that I'll say something on certain platforms and get X amount of followers and like, hey, I've never heard of this. That tells you this is a thing that like you consistently work at and you consistently talk to new people and you consistently do a report card for yourself and a report card for other people and make sure you're always improving. The rest comes out, but I can't stress enough that the fact that we've all run across each other is mostly serendipity. But then once that serendipity happens is identifying those traits and being able to like move as a unit in that way, hold each other accountable, etc.
I think that's important, right? I mean, and that's also growth because there's a lot of people who not only fall into spaces and places where, like you said, no one's calling like it bogus, but everybody kind of falls in line because no one else is doing the thing. But then you hit a space and a time and a place where you're willing to stand up and call the things out, and then not only are you comfortable in your own skin, but you're comfortable in the space around you because the people around you like start to shift in that direction and understand like what's actually happening. I do think that there's a lot to the things that are said and voices that are elevated and when they are not. It's a lot behind it. And the thing that I say all this all the time about like not only your space but everyone else that is a part of CADRE that I will be interviewing and have interviewed is that I feel like what you guys are doing and your message isn't amplified enough. It's so important. What you guys are saying and doing is so important and it's not amplified enough. And I get to get up here and, argue with, people who don't know a lot. And there's hundreds of people to watch or thousands of people to watch or whatever. And the first thing I do is as soon as I finish that, I literally just come to your space because like that's the place where I'm like, this needs, there's plenty of time. Like I'll even text you like, hey, I don't have anything to add, but can I come up to try to help, boost the live or whatever? Because what you guys are saying and doing is just so important. And I had two more questions for you. This question is, breaking through the algorithm is hard. finding those different peoples and those connections are hard. How do you all push through that, and like what's the plan? Because the fact that what you all are saying and doing is so important, it's going to be suppressed. Like the nature of a lack of conflict is going to make it something that's suppressed. The nature of like there being so many Black people involved, it's going to be suppressed. And the nature of it, there's so much education, it's going to be suppressed. Like, how do you all push past that level of suppression to get what you guys are doing to the people that need it? Because people damn sure need it.
I'll tell you this, there is a plan. I'm gonna kind of put on my corporate Jeff hat and speak in very, I don't know when the next PlayStation's coming out type voice. So there are organizations out there that we use every day as sources, right? We go and we see their research. Some of us in CADRE have dared to go over and say, hey, let's have a chat, right? They can amplify our voice, we can amplify theirs. You already know there are creators that, just like what you said, they like what our they like what it is that
violence.
Sean is so messy.
Just violence.
But accurate violence. Anyway, well, they like what the message is, and maybe they don't have the platform that is built to say it. And so I'm very grateful for you and for any creator that just goes, hey, let's have somebody from CADRE say the thing, right? Yeah, it's going to be suppressed. That's okay. I have a website. You can't suppress my website. I pay for that sucker. I write a check every month. I own digital land, so to speak. Like, you can't kick me off my website property. If somebody sees, hey, you're being suppressed on TikTok, I got my own platform. It's cool. Go to the website if you want to know what I'm thinking.
Which is?
Endofaspecies.com, all day, every day. So endofaspecies.com. If you go there, you will understand everything that makes me tick. There's a blog there. You can listen to my podcast there. I am going to be doing much more with regard to like content creation. Sometimes life hits, so you don't, but there is going to be a lot more content on there. The Extinction Files, that's another place where you can support. We have a CADRE account on TikTok. All of these things are things that we're doing to try to counteract any suppression that we may face. But we also acknowledge the fact that, like you said, all we can do is what we can do, which is push forward, network correctly, look at get the message out there, get people to understand exactly what we're saying. I'm a big believer in comedy as a medium to get things into people's gray matter, because people respond well. That's why I do so much of it. That's why I'm always like, Sean will say that me and Solid are unserious. We're just always looking for how to make this funny so that you can at least laugh while you're ingesting the information. I'm a huge believer in that. If you're funny, people they're going to react well. Period, case closed. I'm always looking for ways to get a message crafted. And if you see, like, even the things I put in Discord, you might see like the 5th draft. I'm looking to craft it in a way that it's like, how am I hitting the most eyes so that they understand what I'm saying? So that they are, Sean, we're all funny. Everybody in CADRE has some sort of level of comedy, or an infectious laugh. It's either comedy, an infectious laugh, or a mix of the two. Period. That's CADRE. But yeah, there's a movie, Remember the Titans, where Denzel Washington is asked about his playbook, and he says, I run 6 plays. It's like Novocaine. Give it time, it always works. And when you have a good message, that's what it is. You go in and you say, hey, this is This is the message. This is what I'm feeding you. And if you with it, you with it. And if you're honest, people will respond to it. Period. Like that's what it is. So the plan behind the scenes, there's a lot of like docs and spreadsheets and all this other stuff. But the application, we're just having fun. That's the application. Let's just have some fun. Get this message out here. Get people laughing. Get people learning.
Yeah. And I've said this before, and I said this to Solid like a couple of weeks ago, but something that I appreciate about Black people is our unique ability to communicate a message with a sense of humor, but also levity in order to deliver it, drive it home, but make it digestible, right? A lot of people aren't going to be receptive to the things that they need to hear. Like a lot of people don't take medicine because they don't like the taste of medicine, but you need that medicine. And to be able to find a sense of balance, a sense of humor, a sense of like, like, hey, listen, it's this. And one of my favorite things to remember is that there's some truth in every joke. So I always say, I might tell you a joke, but I won't tell you a lie. Right. And so being able to deliver that with the ability that people will be receptive of it, and like you can sneak the message in, and they like it, you'll plant a seed and it'll start to grow and it'll start to go from that point. I think that's something that's super important. And I love the way that everyone in CADRE has the ability to shift gears, right? Whether you guys are being super high level intellectual and then you shift right into like comedy gold, or you shift right into like speaking on important topics. Like it's amazing how there's multiple gears and everyone can go back and forth between those gears. One of my favorite things, I told this story, is like when I was on your live, and the Italian guy came up and he tried to do the racism, and not realizing that he was about to be ran off the entire platform. He came up and the first thing he was saying, hey, fried chicken and Kool-Aid, to a panel full of Black people. And then by the end of, before he left, he was like, why are you guys being so mean? I don't understand why you're doing this to us. But like being able to shift gears from like, okay, are we going to do this, or is it time to clown? So I appreciate that about all of you, and every single one of CADRE. All right, so I got one more question for you, Jeff, and then we are going to start bringing people up. So if you have a question for Jeff, go ahead and request up. We're going to start getting people up here, but make sure when you get up here, you all have a question for Jeff. If you come up just to like hang out or just say stuff, I promise you will be dropped. Period. Make sure that when you get up here, you have a question for Jeff. But guys, while Jeff is up here, let's continue to show him some love. We have his pay links running in the poll in the bio. Make sure that you hit those pay links. Make sure you check out his site. Let's get him up above 3,000 coins. Like, let's do that immediately. Please, 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 guys, show Jeff all the love in the world, because him being here and sharing his afternoon with us is not something that he had to do. It's something that he wants to do, and he is here for a purpose, a reason, and we have to make sure that if he's going to be here, if he's going to give his time, if he's going to engage, then we're going to show him all the love, appreciation, and support that not only he deserves, but the rest of CADRE absolutely deserves. So make sure immediately, let's do all the wonderful things. Give him a follow, hit the pay links, do all the things. And we're going to get the CADRE account up here as well. So guys, make sure once we get the CADRE account up here, make sure you all are following the CADRE account. And again, if you have a question for Jeff, get in the box now. We will start bringing people up. Get in the box now, but make sure that you're up here ready with a question. Jeff, last question I have
real quick.
for you.
Let me just say W to Jolie for the $10 on Venmo. W to Natalie in the chat for the $10 on Venmo. I 100% appreciate it. Also W to Christian for the $5 on PayPal. Appreciate every little bit of support. We're getting the hydrogen. We're going to get that hydrogen. I'm telling you, that's going to happen.
Going to get it. Absolutely. All right. One for me as well, but guys, I appreciate you all sending me the love, but make sure that you're sending Jeff the love. Like, yeah, I appreciate you guys. I do. But make sure that you guys are showing Jeff the love. W's in the chat for Belly for the 5 saying, known Jeff for years. I'm glad he's being seen. I'm just happy that he gave me the opportunity. I'm happy that all of them have trusted me with the opportunity to be able to amplify their voices. And, you know, like that means the world to me. So W's in chat, guys, thank you for the love, support, and, you know, how you guys are showing up and showing out for me. But send all that love and support to Jeff. Jeff is the guest, and I want to make sure that we're showing up and showing out for the guest. All right, Jeff. Music. Right? You know how I feel about music. I know how you feel about music. I talked to Sean about this last week, but your sense of music it's so New York. Right? Like your sense of music, it's not that you're limited, but you can tell the era that you grew up in. And the only reason I say that is because you and I are pretty close in age, but I remember how immersed I was in certain music as well. So the question I have is, what's your relationship with music? Right? Because I know you are always playing music on your stream, but even more than that, what's your most controversial music take that you have?
Wow. All right. So for starters, and this is why people need to go to the smoothie spot, because this happens. I used to write and record music.
What?
Like I used to be into hip hop production. I used to work in as a sound engineer. I grew up around people like Tony Touch, MC Shan, like those people were around me. Mm-hmm. So I know, like in the same way that I appreciate comedy differently, I appreciate hip hop differently. Mm-hmm. In that, if you give me a 16 that you think is crazy, and the first 2 lines aren't clipping me, mm-hmm. I'm probably sleeping through it, right? If you give me something that you think is dope, the lyrics, the syncopation, the rhythm, the rhyme scheme, the metaphor, everything has to hit for me to go, yo, this is what's up, right? So that's my relationship with music as far as that goes. Music is another medium where, especially now, and this happened in like the early 2000s, everybody with a laptop and a microphone all of a sudden had Pro Tools and was making music. There was no club you could go to in any of the 50 states where somebody wasn't handing you a demo tape of some kind. Yep. Like that was a thing. There wasn't any. You could go to a dive bar and they'd have a merch table for like the little garage band that was playing. So getting above the noise there is very difficult. I will say this. I don't know if it's a controversial take because lately people have been agreeing with me more and more. By the way, W to Darwill for the $10 on PayPal. And I agree. Pasas in the pastelito is a party foul. That's no good. Unless you have both. Unless you give people a choice. But that's a Heights thing. But so I'll put this out here. Fat Joe, it was Big Pun's Lil' Kim. That's one take I've said a few times.
That's not really. Come on, Jeff. Come on, Jeff. That's mild. Come on, Jeff.
Now for less controversial would be like, I don't have no 90s rappers except for Nas to listen to anymore. Like they're all gone. I have to do court cases at stop signs when my playlist is playing in the car to say, hey, can I still listen to this? Can I still listen to this?
Isn't that crazy when like there's music that you enjoy, but you're like, right?
Yeah. DMX would be the best rapper of all time if it wasn't for Swizz Beatz.
Explain
I think
that.
Swizz Beatz ruined Rough Riders. I think his beats were way too childish.
What?
And DMX did what he did with them. And I think that Swizz and Jermaine Dupri are two people that, man, when I tell you, like, there's Usher cheating on Chili, right? But then there's Swizz Beatz. Like, when I tell you, I don't want to poo-poo a happy family.
No, let's do it. We're here.
Swizz,
we're already here now.
Swizz is a good dad. He a good husband, as far as I know. I didn't see no drama from him about having no people on Alicia Keys. We would we would drag him to the streets if he did. But Swizz Beatz, like, married so far up. Jermaine Dupri, same thing. And Swizz Beatz is like one of the most overrated producers in the history of hip hop. There, I said it.
Okay, so now that's a hot take. That's something I wasn't expecting. Like, that's not necessarily a common thought. Okay.
Like, if you think about it, DMX's verses when he's guesting and on remixes and on something else hit so much harder because they understand his sound than they did on Rough Riders.
You know what's funny? I always go back to one of my favorite, like, thoughts and memories and everything is, like, hearing Jay-Z talk about DMX and what happened with DMX when he had, like, DMX wasn't opening for him, but he was on the same tour, and then he had to perform after DMX, and DMX, like, showed out, and Jay was like, I don't even want to go out and do it now. Like, what am I supposed to do after he just did that? Like, DMX was different.
Yeah, that's why I say he had, you name it, he had every single layer. And to, like, DMX had 2 #1 albums in the same year. Think about that for a second. And this was in the 90s. He had 2 #1 albums in the same, like, full albums in an era where this isn't an era where, like, we're in the streaming era where it's like, oh, these are my 2 favorite tracks. Every single track had to be good for it to be #1. Like, you had to leave your house. And for the people in the city, you had to get on a train, go to the spot where the CDs is at, right? Stand in line, grab the CD, go home, and then listen to it. This isn't like I'm just the song is out today and you hear it at midnight. No, you had to make an effort. And for him to have 2 #1 albums in the same year, I'm telling you, if DMX should be in everybody's top whatever. I don't even believe in top 10 lists for real. But, like, if it wasn't for like, because Drag On, super nice, Eve, nice, all of them would be much better if they had better production.
Okay. I think I'll give that one to you. All right, guys, we're going to start getting people in here. So if you have a question for Jeff, go ahead and hit the request button, get in the box. If you have a question for Jeff, hit that request button, come up, and we will get you in here. We also have the CADRE account on the live. Make sure you guys are following the CADRE account. Make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure that you guys are showing the CADRE account some love and follow the CADRE account. One thing that I want to get to, Carrie originally said, when it's time for questions, can you ask Jeff if CADRE will be setting up a Twitch or YouTube account so people without TikTok can watch?
The short answer is yes.
That's it.
Yeah. The long answer is we're going to like, me personally, look, TikTok Shop is the best place to get all of your them battery joints you put on the back of the phone. Man, if you want to get a battery joint on the back of a phone, TikTok Shop is it. Every type of ramen. I'm so sick of this app. Like, when I tell you I go live and I see you go live and I see everybody else go live and the ops are like, I think this is true because nothing. And I'm just so tired of it. Mm-hmm. So we are exploring ways to have people like call-in lines and have links from other places where we can have people that can have these conversations.
Yeah.
So that will include Twitch, that will include YouTube, but TikTok shop, man, go get some, I don't know.
Listen,
spinny things, fidget spinners or something.
I'll say this because Mason, W's in chat for Mason, sent a $5 dono saying like, hey, have I thought about expanding so people from YouTube or other spaces can get in on the Q&A session for Brunch with My Creator? Yes. Not only yes, I have it almost set. For anyone who's been watching, like I've been able to pull people up from YouTube and I'm not using a call-in line. Boom. But they are able to talk across platforms and see the point that I have it now is that the people over on YouTube, whether you are coming up to talk on YouTube, you can hear the people on TikTok. I'm still just working through that last little connective piece so they can successfully talk back and forth across platforms without any echo. I got it set so they can talk back and forth, but I'm trying to get it to remove the echo so they can talk back and forth. So hopefully next week, we'll have it all worked out so people from other places and spaces can join. And if they don't have to be here on TikTok with us to actually get in on this Q&A portion with the members of CADRE, but we're expanding all of that. All right. I saw people trying
to want to let me piggyback on that while you're talking about Mason, because Mason did send $10 on Venmo saying, much love, man. Thank you for doing what you do. Thanks for talking with Santana. That's my brother, man. You ain't got to pay me to talk to my brother. Yeah. And then Mason sent $50. So huge W.
Oh.
He said, F my bank account. I support you, and I'm sorry for giving more support to Santana. No, give support to Santana.
No, not
we today, need Santanas out here with that platform, for real, for real.
Today's about you. But yeah, stop it.
But I love y'all back. And look, support is not mandatory, but when you don't support, it just means you want that hydrogen to stay there. You're gonna let that hydrogen just look at you in your face and be like, I'm just here, heating up the earth, letting the Yahtzees feel warm. You gonna let that happen? I couldn't be me. Couldn't be me letting that happen.
Yep, absolutely. All right. We're gonna start bringing people up again, guys. If you have a question for Jeff, get in the box. I saw people down in the comments saying like, hey, what about this? What about this? What about this? You got to get up here. We're gonna start bringing people in. We do have the CADRE account up here, so make sure that you guys are following the CADRE account. But when you get up here, make sure you have a question. Hey, how are you?
¿Cómo estás? Me llamo Boricua. ¿Cómo estás, Santana? Jeff, ¿cómo
Dímelo.
Estás? Dímelo. Mira. Okay, Jeff, my question is, because I've only followed y'all for like a year now on this part of the app. So here's my question. Maybe Santana can answer it too. Have you seen a shift in how maybe this platform or maybe the other social media platforms allow Black content creators have these spaces? Also, my question kind of going and tying into this is, have you seen a drop of Black content creators getting the accolades, all the things that y'all are doing versus the YT creators, whether they're leftists or right, if that makes sense? And how do you feel about that? And are you worried about in the future being suppressed or, erased is what I'm trying to say, if that makes sense?
That's a good question. So I do see a shift, but I want to make sure I frame that and contextualize it. There's always a shift. I'll give you an example. When YouTube first came out, you were able to say anything. Then they had what's known as the adpocalypse. The adpocalypse was like an oversteering because they said Downey doesn't want to advertise. Like the shifts that happen are all driven by what white people perceive as money. So sometimes the shift will be, I don't want to amplify Black voices because I don't think that helps money. they're wrong. They're 100% wrong, but they'll say it's because of money. And so the social media landscape, if you really think about it, it's barely old enough to drink. Like if you think about how long social media has been a thing, and it's even younger than that when you think about how long social media has been making money for content creators. I think it was 2008 when people really started making money on platforms like YouTube. I don't think they know what they're doing. And so because they don't know what they're doing, their biases get in the way. And they don't really have a formula to say, we should just let the voices move, or we should just let the business happen. They want to protect their funds, but they don't know how. And so that's where the shifts come from. As far as whether or not white creators get amplified, I don't. When I tell you, I couldn't care less about that because it's a given, right? I'll tell you, you guys hear me say, I work in Silicon Valley. I work with Fortune 10 companies. If I was to worry about how many white people that don't know 1/10 of what I know get amplified paychecks over me, I would not get out of bed. That's just a thing that happens. And I just know if I keep hitting the hammer on the stone, what I want out the stone is gonna come out. But yeah, as far as the shifts, I think the most recent shift has been people not knowing what specifically to do about whether or not they want to deny these radical right voices or amplify them, because of the fact that like their intuition says this is a bad thing, but the headlines say this is a good thing. So whenever you see these radical shifts where somebody says the hard R and then they get insta dropped, versus then you have 2 months where they say the hard R and they gain followers. Again, they have no idea what they're doing. No clue whatsoever.
Yeah. I think Jeff said that more eloquently than I ever could. The one thing that I will say is, I hate to say it like this, but non-white people have had to push through barriers, walls, algorithms this entire time. So you can talk about the amplification or lack of amplification. I don't even think about it. I just keep swinging. My saying, and I learned this when I started playing football, and I've used this my entire life since like peewee football. Keep chopping wood. Like you just keep chopping wood, and you keep going. You keep going. You keep your feet moving. You keep chopping wood, and you get to where you're trying to go. So it's a thing, but it's not a thing that I have the luxury of worrying about. So.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You can drop me down so I can tap for y'all. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And everyone follow Tantanas, follow Jeff. Y también lo quiero decir al boricuas ahí abajo. Por favor, follow this community. They doing the right thing. Por favor. And also, pay attention and educate yourselves. Don't rely on an app. Go to a library. That's all. Drop me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, guys.
We don't pause over here, Sean. No pause. We
Sean
chopping that wood.
Like, what in the world, Sean? Guys, go ahead and get in the box if you have a question for Jeff. We will continue to bring people up. And what do we have here? Sorry. 1,000 people hanging out. Guys, make sure you're tapping the screen, share the live, but also give Jeff a follow. That's Jeff. We're doing Brunch with My Creator. If you miss any of it, it is on my YouTube channel, Santana Speaks. So you can go over to YouTube. You can watch this. You can also watch last week with Sean. Sean had Brunch with My Creator. It was absolutely amazing. We have the CADRE account up here. Make sure you follow the CADRE account because they are doing amazing work. Last but not least, Jeff has his pay links and information in the poll in the bio. Make sure that you are hitting those pay links. Make sure you're showing Jeff some love. Make sure that you're appreciating him for his time because he's been talking to us now for like an hour and a half, and he is a busy man that did not have to be here. So make sure we're appreciating him. As a matter of fact, it looks like he's at 4.2 thousand coins. Can we get him over 5,000 coins? Like, please, 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 can we get him over 5,000 coins? Show Jeff some love. and hit those pay links. Give them a follow. Heck, give me a follow because I'm trying to get to 100,000 followers. Everyone up here, give us all follows. Only request up if you have a question for Jeff, and be ready with your question.
And I'll say this, another surprise for you is, if you stay till the end, I'm going to tell Santana my favorite communism joke.
Boom. Boom. We in there. Jared, how are you?
I'm hanging in there. How are you two doing?
Good. Jared, what do you have for Jeff?
So, Jeff, my question is kind of twofold. First of all, I believe music is literature and is just as educational as opening up a book. So, I guess my first question is, what music do you recommend to help educate as far as the cause? I mean, I already listened to like Living Color, Rage Against the Machine, Tribe Called Quest, but I want to expand that. Did you want to answer that, or do you want me to finish?
I would say start with Immortal Technique.
Okay.
If you want, like, music that talks about liberative action, and anybody associated with Immortal Technique. So you start there and you branch out. Like, that'll get you to like the Tech Nines, that'll get you to Chino Excel, that'll get you to, you name it, all the people. Newer Royce the 5'9" works also.
Okay.
But yeah, as far as for hip hop, think of not top 10 at the Billboard charts, but top 10 on Reddit in the hip hop circles.
That makes sense. I appreciate that, Jeff. My other question is, I've been doing a lot of reading, listening, because physically it's hard for me to get out there because of medical issues. How can I or others in my situation continue to push the cause and make change if we're limited as far as getting out there?
I got to lower my mic for this. Man, when I tell you, that's the best question. All right. And look, me, Sean, and Solid sit down and talk about this all the time, because some people think the only way I can do revolution is if I'm in the back of a pickup truck with a M, whatever, and pew, pew. No. Jared, I'm going to ask you a question. Think about the March on Washington, Martin Luther King. You think every black person went?
Nope. There were grassroots organizers, people spreading information, teaching, pushing the cause.
But a lot of people stayed home?
Yep.
Facts. Do you think those people are anti-black?
Hell no.
Nah. Look, same with the Million Man March. R.I.P., my man, JJ. Not everybody went. And that's okay. Look, there's a ton of roles, revolutionary roles that are not just making people face the wall, right? There are people who are feed people. There are people who are there to sometimes just sitting there and listening. Do you know how many times me, and I don't want to reduce my wife to this because she's so much more than this, but just the fact that I can get off alive and be like, babe, did you hear what that fool just said? And just get it off my chest. If that's what you have for the revolution, that's what you have. The only thing that I ever ask, and this, I hold myself to this too, being the cynic that I am, is you may not be on the bus, but don't stand in front of it. That's the only thing that I ever ask.
Yeah. I do appreciate putting that in perspective. Like in grad school, one of my major term papers was combating the violence of the food industry through communal gardens. So I do appreciate that perspective, but I'm gonna drop down. I don't want to take up much time because I don't have a lot of energy this weekend. But before I do, I'm gonna do the mod work. Show these two some love. As Erica Shante says, do all the good things. Share, repost, like, put up those diamonds. And y'all have a good day.
All right. Thank you, Jared.
W.
I think Jared
also, my sister.
Go ahead.
My sister Sean is the most, she says it about me, but she is the most unserious person by far. Like, I cannot hold my blood sister is in the chat, but my sister Sean is the most unserious. Like when I tell you she don't know how to be serious for a second,
unserious,
doesn't know nothing,
never, everything.
Yeah, for real. W to Philip for the $10 on Cash App. I appreciate it. The first step is decolonize your mind. Yo, can you, could somebody block my siblings? Yeah. Block them from the chat. Just get rid of them. How do where's the button for that?
I can take care of it. We'll block all of them. W's in chat from Mason again. Mason, as far as if you want to, if you have a question for myself or Jeff today, you would have to come over to TikTok to join the panel, or since you've been super generous or whatever, like I don't want you to send anything else. If you have a question, you can just reply to one of the donos that you sent, and I can throw the question to Jeff, or you can get it to one of the mods over on YouTube, and they'll get it to me. You don't have to send another dono to get your question across. It's just I don't have it. I don't have it set up successfully to allow you guys to talk today, because there's an echo when I do connect across the two chats, and so that causes the issue. So like, yeah, that's how we would do it today. Guys, again, keep tapping the screen. Make sure that you guys are giving Jeff a follow. Make sure you're giving the CADRE account a follow. Follow both accounts. Follow them, show them some love. Make sure that you're hitting Jeff's pay links. We have those pay links running in the poll in the bio. We'll take a few more people with a couple of more questions, and then we will round this out, because I have something else that we're going to get to. So again, if you are in the request, make sure you are here specifically with a question for Jeff, and we will go from there. Hey, Joanna.
Good morning. How are y'all? Well, it's not technically morning here, but it's morning.
It is morning. What do you have for Jeff?
So I had a quick question. Aside from drinking water and saying something kind about yourselves, I've noticed that everybody in CADRE has phenomenal skin. So I'm trying to see what their skincare routine is like, and also what suggestions do you have for people to be able to get some self-care and do mental health checks, because it's a lot and it can be overwhelming.
Oh, good question. So we're going to do this like one of them TikToks where like do you want to learn the best ways? Step 1, be black. For your skincare routine, step 1, be black, because we know it don't crack. I think that the number one, and the number one thing that helps with skincare and all other things is stress. So I'm going to address it with your second question. There's a book that I swear by. It's called Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. And then the thing under it is, and it's all small stuff. I love that book. There's so many little tiny annoyances throughout the day. I have to hold myself to this often, because like one of my annoyances is like when my dogs misbehave. If you're on the phone with me, Solid will tell you, Sean will tell you, we're on the phone with Jeff. He was yelling at the dogs. Sometimes I got to be like, chill. They're dogs. They're just doing dog stuff. Don't get so annoyed, right? When it comes to the things that we do on TikTok, I'm going to give you an example. Our sister, Athena, man, if I'm wrong and there is a God, bless the hell out of Athena, because the mental labor that she put in to do the series that she's been doing, if you know, I'm not just going to go into it, but sometimes you're listening to that and it's too much. There's this thing you can do on your phone. You just go like this, swipe up, and do something else. If you like video games, do that. If you like reading comic books, do that. If you just like looking out into the street and seeing cars drive by, do that. Know your limit, because sometimes we might be sitting here and you'll hear, whether it's, a series like that, Or just in a debate, you'll hear some of the most rank people where they're like, yeah, I don't care if all these people, that takes a toll. So get used to being self-aware and making a mental inventory, center yourself. And then if you are fortunate enough to have, and a lot of jobs are doing this now, I think it's performative because they just want you to stay at work. But look into the place you work and see if they give you X amount of therapy sessions, if you don't already go to therapy, where you can look at a local therapist and say, hey, they give me 12 sessions. So maybe you do one session a month until you can afford to do more. Do stuff like that so that you can, all of it is just taking mental inventory and understanding what your triggers are and pushing them away so that you can live your life normal. Yeah, drink water. Yeah, eat healthy, do all that. But none of that is going to help you until you are able to say like, hey, the end, we are all on this massive rock hurling around. Like, that's my happy thought. My happy thought is that one day this rock gonna explode, so it doesn't really matter. PlayStation's still the best. But if that's not your happy thought, find your happy thought and cling to that, and anything that attacks it, push that away. If you have to get off the app for a few days, we'll hold it down for you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Couldn't agree more. And even more, that's why I watch so much anime. As soon as I finish doing this, I look for other places and spaces to be in that's separate from what I do. So you're absolutely right.
Fantastic answer. Appreciate y'all. And I'm going to echo what Jared said. Y'all keep doing exactly what y'all know y'all need to be doing. Chat, y'all know how we do over here. Jeff is at 4.54. He could have at least been at 5.
Come on now.
Y'all to run it up.
Come on now. Get him over 5. What are we doing?
And y'all see them pay links in that poll right above Santana's head.
Mm-hmm.
Hit them up. I ain't saying Jeff say thank you in a minute, so hit them up. Make sure that you're following. As someone who is blessed to be highly melanated, they doing the work, the real work. Like Sean said last week, a revolution doesn't start with huge steps all the time. Like Jeff said, do whatever it is that you can do, that you can handle doing. And right now, I feel like y'all can handle getting these taps up, getting these shares up. Like Santana said, if you miss something, and like I said, if you miss something, hop on YouTube because the replays are there. And YouTube, if y'all got a question for Jeff, because I know y'all over there having questions over there in the trenches, hop over here on TikTok and ask them. We appreciate y'all. Jeff, we appreciate you, Twin. We appreciate you. CADRE, appreciate all y'all.
In the chat.
I am going to add, in addition to being able to do things like this, part of the benefits that you get by signing up for the Extinction Files on my website is you get to join the monthly AMA. And so I do have an Ask Me Anything, and in parentheses it says, unless it's stupid. So I have an AMA on the site if you join at any level of, and you know what? I just made a decision. I think after this live, I'm gonna launch a Santana sale on the Extinction Files.
What?
In your honor. So we're gonna do a Santana sale on all 3 levels of the Extinction Files.
I know that's right.
Join my Discord for more details. If you're not in the Discord, that's in my actually go to links.ethnicspecies.com and you'll see the Discord. You could join and then you'll know what the sale is. So you get, if you don't get to ask your question now, you get to ask it in the AMA.
I know that's right, because we're rounding down, so you need to get there, because not everyone, there's more people in the request and that are going to get their questions answered. So do it. CL, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys? Good. I have 2 questions. I have one for Jeff, and then I'll ask one for you, Mr. Santana, if you don't mind.
Let's focus on Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff. Okay, so Jeff, with all the recent fumbles, I would say fumbles from the Trump administration and pretty much the right in general over the last several months, probably no bigger obviously than the files themselves. How do you think like people on the left and Democrats can capitalize on that come the midterms in November, like and make sure that like, cause my anticipation is that the only bit of accountability here is going to be the midterms, because it's like at most people should be going to prison, but let's face it, that's probably not going to happen. So the midterms is probably the most accountability we'll see out of this. How do you think Democrats can kind of capitalize on that?
Yeah, Jeff, how do Democrats win?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't think that the midterms are accountability. I don't like. How do I put this? I'm trying to put this nice and mean at the same time, and it's difficult. Here's the thing: the files have just as many Democrats in them. Like they're all in there doing the goofy stuff. Losing an election, I don't think is accountability. Losing an election is just you don't get to do your job no more until the next voting cycle. It doesn't even matter to them. Like it matters, like it's low key matters to Trump because it takes away his spigot of mugus, but it doesn't matter to them. Like a lot of these people hang out together. Here's an example of what I'll tell you how Congress works. Go back several decades and look at Nancy Pelosi when she first entered Congress and listen to her messaging and see how she sounded like Bernie Sanders and AOC. And now listen to her now. That's what Congress does. So if the Democrats win in the midterms, all it's going to mean is people starving. If the Republicans win in the midterms, all it's going to mean is people starving. It's either going to be by policy or by shutdown. And so I don't know that that's accountability. I don't know that I can call it accountability. What I will say is, if I'll take it back to the neighborhoods we all grew up in. If somebody came up to you and said, hey, that person did something with a 7-year-old girl, they're not making it to work tomorrow.
Right.
Right. So I get it that this is going to be an uncomfortable thing, but why are people making it to work tomorrow?
Yeah.
That's accountability. And I'm saying that in a way to protect Santana's life, because I'm not saying the thing, but that's the answer, right? Like, you did what with who? Yeah. You got a hospital bill, at least at a minimum, but that's not happening. That's accountability.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff, really quick, can you tell them what CADRE stands for?
I want Sean to do it. Sean, is that you on there? Now,
do women be shopping?
Women be shopping.
Women, you can't stop. No, anyway, go ahead. Do the CADRE acronym.
Okay, I don't know how I got up here, but okay. I don't know. I don't know why you're laughing. I don't know what's funny.
We've been holding
y'all laughing at the dark skinned woman.
Yes.
Y'all laughing at the dark skinned woman right now.
Yeah,
that's what's happening.
Yes.
If we don't, then white people are doing, and that's racist.
Hey, yo, I would say something
all day. And wait, actually, normally I say I laugh at you every day and twice on Sunday. That's today.
Hey, time out, chat.
You gotta get them laughs in.
You won the lotto today, Sean. I get to Go ahead, Sean. Say colorism. I'm gonna go on mute. Go ahead and do the thing.
CADRE stands for light skinned niggas are bats.
I agree. I completely agree. Team dark skin. Anyway, go ahead, Sean.
It stands for communists are doing revolutionary education.
Let's go.
Okay.
The reason why I want to say that is, or like have them say that is, CL, I appreciate your question, and I understand your question around electoral politics and me highlighting CADRE. Like I think that there's a divide as far as a lot of people and their understanding and what they're willing to do and what they aren't willing to do, or what they think is beneficial, what they're not willing, what's not beneficial. I think electoral politics has a place in a space, but not everyone has that same position. And I get why not everyone has that same position. So I know the question that you had may have actually been something, the answer you weren't really expecting it, but I think that answer was super important and super real. So I wanted to drop that one in your ear.
Oh, I got you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
I will say this.
Yes, sir.
Insofar as like certain electoral things are effective, it would be at most at the local level to do local things, because that's the stuff that's in front of you right now. As far as saying, hey, there's this group of people that are doing this horrible thing that we now all know about, you need another group counteracting it. You can't get the accountability from within the group, right? So that's just, I mean, that just follows. So right. That's why for me, just if you're gonna take it step by step logically, if you want accountability such as like, hey, the rent is too high in my neighborhood, let's talk about that. Fine. And I'll have arguments for and against that. But when it comes to these bigger, more systemic, more locked in things, I just don't think that how many times has the opposing party won in the midterms and it doesn't change a thing?
Yeah, I got you. Exactly. Well, I appreciate you guys. I was going to ask Santana, I was starting Elden Ring. Any quick tips? That's what I was going to ask you my second question.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Keep in mind that everything's trying to kill you. Like there's nothing in that game that's not, whether it's plants, animals, flies, water, air, like literally everything in that game's trying to kill you. So
if you want my quick Elden Ring tip is play God of War instead.
Oh, I played God of War. I played.
All right. I've played both of them, and Elden Ring is better.
Oh, I'm gonna try Elden Ring. I played God of War already. I want to see Elden Ring.
I love God of War.
Yeah.
When I tell
you playing it on a live
reason why, hold on. So I'll give you this. The reason why I say that is because of the map. Like, if I would think that if God of War had the ability to explore the map the way that Elden Ring has the ability to explore the map, and then like Elden Ring, the story changes depending on what you do. Like the end of there's 7 different endings on Elden Ring, right? And it depends on what you do throughout the game, what decisions you actually make to determine what the end of the game is. So,
oh, that's dope. That's dope.
Which ending do you get when the little skeleton dude kills you 153 times in a row?
You get the one where you've broken your controller multiple times and you rage quit.
I'm about to hop on it right now.
My wife asked me the other day, she was like, why do you keep playing this game and it makes you so mad? I was like, because I can't stop. So anyway, all right, I appreciate you coming.
Thank you guys. Have a good one.
All right, we got 2 more in us, and then we're gonna put a bow on this thing. We're gonna put a bow on this
You're
thing.
doing it on purpose now. You know Sean's on it. You can't be saying 2 more.
You know what? Like I just speak. I just
Sean on the panel.
I just let it flow through me, and whatever happens, happens.
I can only do so much.
Yeah.
So much. There's only so much. No pausing.
Too long. No. I let it slide. No. I let it run through. You know. I'm going to.
No. I didn't realize that. Okay, we're gonna make it quick. Ari, what question do you have?
No worries. Also, no pause. No pause. Exactly. I heard you, Sean. No pause. If y'all did not know, Jeff, and you got it from the Elden Ring conversation, is a bit of a gamer, but also really likes a special game that had a 40th anniversary this week. So, Jeff, what is your favorite Zelda game?
Ooh, all right. So the default would be Breath of the Wild, but if we take that out of the equation, it would be Twilight Princess. Like easy, hands down, number one, Twilight Princess.
That is the only acceptable answer. Thank you. Thank you for my question.
Dope.
Thank you, Ari.
Close second would be Wind Waker, but definitely Twilight Princess.
Guys, make sure you guys give Ari a follow. We're going to keep her up here for a minute. She's another member of CADRE. I'm not going to tell you when her interview will be, but we'll just show Ari some love as well. Chelsea, what's your question?
So I have two questions. My first one is, who is your favorite rapper and why is it Eminem?
Yikes. It's actually not Eminem. When he first came out, I didn't know what to do with Eminem, so he was up there. I would say probably currently somewhere between Royce and King Crooked is where I hang out. But that's just skill based. That's not even messaging based. That's 100% on their pen game is next level. Is just nuts. Absolutely unmatched.
Okay.
Somewhere between Royce and King Crooked? Chat. They're doing it on purpose, chat. Hey,
no pause.
Chat.
No pause at all.
All right.
Okay, my real question, which is actually perfect for Ari as well, that she's up here. How do we not leave out dismantling the patriarchy with liberation, and why do you think it's often left out of conversation?
How do we why is dismantling patriarchy left out of conversation?
Yeah, like why when we have debates and deconstruction and everything, patriarchy often isn't at the forefront or top of mind and tends to be left out of conversation. I see often in spaces. I know you and I have had a lot of conversations about that. So I wonder, how can we integrate more about dismantling the patriarchy, deconstructing misogyny, and not leaving it out of that conversation?
Decenter men. Kick us out. Like, for real. There are so many conversations that happen where women are directly talking about women issues, and men don't belong in that convo, and then men want to be in that convo. And so I think I'm perfectly fine with not being on the stage when that happens, right? Get rid of the men from the conversation. The ones that don't want to listen are just going to leave. They didn't belong there anyway. They're going to be looking at some mosaic of bricks at some point. But the ones that are not performative will be okay with taking the Bob in row 6 position. The Bob in row 6, by the way, is the spot that a lot of people belong in a lot of these conversations. It's the person who is in the audience. You bought some expensive concessions. You're eating popcorn. You're thinking of what to get from the gift shop, but you don't belong on stage, right? In those conversations where women are discussing what the needs of women are, I don't belong on that stage. Neither do men. So let's decenter men altogether.
Completely agree. All right. So I just received something on the back end. And was told that we are in a time crunch. So Chelsea, Ari, I'm gonna drop both of you down. Thank you so much for coming up. And also the CADRE account. We'll give it a few more minutes. Make sure that we give the CADRE account a quick follow. Jeff, I got two quick things for you. One, Mason, I won't be able to fully flesh out your entire question because of the time constraint that we have, but I will say Jeff, why is it important to inform yourself and to engage in critical thinking? Why is that such a big thing?
Vegas is why. There's no such thing as a professional gambler. There's these agreements that people have to make a system. Like, you look at professional poker players talk about each other. They all know how each other play. They're not really gambling. They just know that when this person does like this and this person does like that, this was happening. If you know the system, you can engage with the system. If you don't, then you're just going clink, 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 and the house always wins. So you educate yourself so you can engage with the system. You engage in critical thinking so that when somebody comes up to you and says, "This is beautiful, you should have this," you understand what that means and whether or not they're telling the truth. Otherwise, you just fall for stuff. And I'm going to tell you from a long time Dominican, we don't fall for nothing. They are not, look, they gentrified Harlem. They gentrified the Bronx. They're not gentrifying the Heights.
Yep.
The bodega that I grew up across the street from, I said this before, my mom whooped my ass when I was 7 over me stealing one of them styrofoam planes. Mm-hmm. That bodega is still there, still got the same Spanish name. It's still standing. It's because we don't fall for that stuff. You come around like, I want to buy. Nah, you're not buying nothing. Educate yourself so that you know what you're dealing with. That's why. Get critical thinking so that you know what you're dealing with.
I know that's right. All right. One last thing from me, and then I'm going to give you the floor because I know I want to let you close it out, but then also you have a communist joke, so I want to hear that. Guys, really quick, before we get to this, Jeff is officially at 5.42 thousand coins. Let's get him over 6,000 coins before we close this out. Please, please, please appreciate Jeff. What he has done here today is nothing short of phenomenal, because again, spending this amount of time running through these questions, sharing information, knowledge, and just being willing to actually engage is something that is commendable, but it also is something that's necessary. Make sure that we are giving him a follow, show him some love, get his coins up, and last but not least, make sure you hit that follow button, follow him. Jeff, so I put Sean on a hook last week for introducing you. So you are on the hook for introducing next week's guest, next week's member of CADRE. Next week, we will have Super Solid P4T. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on.
4TP.
Yeah, proletariat, for the proletariat.
CB40.
I'm so bad with we'll have Solid. My bad, Solid. Introduce Solid. Tell us what to expect, and why should people be excited about hearing from Solid next week?
All right. If Sean is the execution of the revolution, if I'm the mind of the revolution, Solid is the heart of the revolution. This man will tell you directly why this machine moves how it moves. This man will go up to you and say, listen, do you ever realize why they created this system? What it is that they were trying to do to you? And then he'll tell you that he simultaneously runs a car wash and laundromat called Super Solid's Car Wash and Laundromat next to the A&W root beer spot. That's Super Solid. Super Solid is the, I would say, the glue that holds this together. To me, he's an enigma. He's one of the few people I cannot figure out, because we could have a conversation and he'll be like, I had this idea, and 10 minutes later, he'll flip it and have a completely different idea. That's my brother, for real, for real. He is simultaneously as dorky and nerdy as I am and as street as I am, but in a different way. And if you don't follow him, then we know you pick your nose and eat the boogers. That's what we know. And that is my best impression of a Super Solid joke.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, absolutely. Next week will be good. I'm excited about it. So Sean set the tempo. You brought it today, and Solid is on deck. if anyone missed any of this Brunch with My Creator, it is going to be on the YouTube. It's on. I put it in the playlist for Brunch with My Creator. Jeff has his own special thumbnail. Sean has her own special thumbnail. So you guys can absolutely go back and listen to anything that you may have missed today. Listen to Sean from last week, and make sure that you guys are up to speed and ready for next week when we have Solid, the third member of CADRE, continuing these back to back Brunch with My Creators as we roll out and introduce this amazing group of people. Jeff, before we let you go, and before you get to your joke, tell the people where can they find you. What do you have going on? Anything that you want to share with the people before we wrap this up?
Everything that is me, you can find at the words "end of a species." So whether it's on social media, on the website, if it's just what am I thinking 5 minutes after I wake up, has something to do with end of a species. So if you want to find me, type those words somewhere and I won't be far away from there. Endofaspecies.com is the website. It is like the hub to find everything that is me. The links in my bio also, like my link tree is literally links.endofaspecies.com. So when I tell you everything revolves around that, I'm dead ass. Everything revolves around those words. As far as like what drives me, again, if you don't know by now you know. I want to educate while making you laugh and pointing out that you're not really getting educated. So it's this weird contradiction, juxtaposition of things. But I'm looking forward to everybody proving me wrong. And as I'm saying that, W to Angelia for the $10 on Cash App. I just saw it pop up on my phone. Love y'all like you wouldn't believe. Yeah. And so that is my brand in a nutshell.
Absolutely. Jeff, I'm going to let you get your question off. I just want to say personally, thank you. Thank you for coming up here. Thank you for spending time. Thank you for hanging out. I think that your voice is so important, not just because it's soothing, right? But also because like the amount of knowledge, information, and purpose that you bring with everything that you say. And it's such a unique thing. And I sit and I listen and I marvel at the people that we have around us. And you're one of those people that I just enjoy interacting with every single time. And so for you to come up here, spend a little bit of time with me on this silly Sunday show or whatever we do is an honor. But I appreciate you being able to just speak directly to the people because, like I said, there's a lot of people who may hear things and they get uncomfortable, but it needs to be heard. And I appreciate you being one of the people that are willing to say the things that people need to hear, no matter if it's uncomfortable to them or not. They need it. And so thank you for coming up here and hanging out with us. I really appreciate you.
I appreciate you back. And I am going to tell you, I get nervous when I tell this joke. So I'm going to turn my camera off because I'm
Wait,
camera
do I need
shy.
to turn mine off because
this is good.
This feels like a setup.
This ain't no setup. This is good. So there's this dude, right? He's driving down the road late at night. I'm going to give you the short form of this. And his car breaks down in front of a monastery and he can't fix it. So he goes into the monastery, knocks on the door, tells the monks, "Hey, my car broke down." And they go, "No problem. You can stay here with us. We'll let you have somewhere to sleep, give you some food." Right before he goes to sleep, he hears a sound he's never heard before. He's like, "Holy crap, what the hell is that?" It's coming from way below the monastery. When he wakes up, he finds out the monks fixed his car, gave him some money, sent him on his way. Before he leaves, he says, "What was that sound I heard last night?" The head monk says, "I'd tell you what that was, but you're not a monk." So he goes, "No problem." He leaves. Next year, a year later, he's driving down the same road at night. Same thing happens. His car breaks down in front of a monastery. He can't believe it. Goes to the same monastery, same monks are there. He's like, "Hey, this happened last year." They're like, "Nope, don't even say nothing but a thing." They set him up with a room to sleep, give him some food to eat. Right before he goes to sleep, he hears the same exact sound, only heard it one other time in his life. So when he wakes up, he says, "Hey, what was that sound?" "Well, you're not a monk, so I can't tell you." "Well, how do I become a monk?" No, the head monk says, "Well, you got to tour the earth, come back to me with the answer, How many blades of grass are there on the planet? How many grains of sand are there on the planet? So for the next 20 years, he quits his job, tours the earth, gets the answer to those two questions, comes back to the head monk. The number of blades of grass is this many. The number of grains of sand is this many. You're right. You're a monk now. Great. Awesome. We're going to show you where the sound came from. So they give him a ring of keys, and he goes up to the first door in the monastery that they bring him to, and he unlocks it, and there's a series of stairs that go down to another door. So he grabs his keys, unlocks the second door. Another set of stairs, he goes down, repeats this like 10 times. At the last door is painted black, and he feels a tap on his shoulder, and behind him is the head monk and says, hey, right behind this door is the thing that you're looking for, the thing that's been making the sound. So he puts the last key in the door, opens the door, and on the other side, he sees the thing that's making the sound. And Santana, I would tell you, but you're not a monk.
Son of a... I'm so pissed off. I'm so pissed off right now. Somebody block Jeff. Somebody actually block Jeff. Like, what are we doing? Ain't no way. That's so messed up. That's so messed up. What are we? Ain't no way. Right. What? How would you do that? That's messed up. That's dirty. That's messed up. W's in the chat for Jeff, guys. W's in the chat for Jeff. Jeff is amazing. Jeff is absolutely amazing. That was absolutely amazing. I knew that this was going to be good, and I knew for a fact that Brunch with My Creator was going to get a much needed upgrade when it came from like just having me here. Let me make sure I get this right. Hold on. Boom. Dang it. Hold on. How do I get that back? There we go. There's me. All right. And let me just do that. And then boom, boom, boom. There we go. We are back. All right, guys. That was an amazing Brunch with My Creator. I'm super happy. I'm super happy and excited about like what we were able to learn here. And I think even more so, like understanding CADRE as a whole and what they are trying to do and the intentions of the entire group. It's important, it's necessary, and it's something that I'm proud to be able to present with every single person. So W's in the chat. Also, guys, the CADRE account was up here earlier. Make sure you go check out the CADRE account. They have introduction videos. The introduction videos are super cool. For anyone who saw like the video that I posted about Jeff, the beginning of it is the start of his introduction video. They've all been making introduction videos. I wish I would have had the ability to like use Sean's introduction video last week because Sean did Hamilton, and I love Hamilton. But go check those introduction videos out. They are on the CADRE's page. So make sure you guys do that. A couple of other quick things. Guys, look up at the top. See the word follow? That means you're not following me. Hit that follow button. We're driving to 100,000 followers on the main account. So if you're here and we got 22 new followers, 23 new followers on the stream, make sure you hit that follow button. Hit that follow button. This is the main account. So we're driving to 100,000 followers. Also, guys, W's in the chat for Mason. Mason sent a couple of different donos. Sent a $1 dono. Yes, Mason, that's absolutely correct. Sent a $10 dono saying much love and appreciate. Thank you, Mason. I genuinely mean that. And then followed up with a $5 donation saying amazing commentary. Thank you so much for this brunch. You cooked. Listen. I'm just sitting here enjoying. Like Jeff did the cooking, I just enjoyed. And next week, the show doesn't stop. Next week, March the 1st. Yes, guys, next week we're already in March. March the 1st, Next week, March 1st, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, we will have the third member of CADRE, which will be solid, super solid for the proletariat. Super Solid will be our guest, and I am excited about that. So make sure that you guys set your alarm next week, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, Brunch with My Creator, the third member of Cadre, solid. Last but not least, guys, or two quick things. One, late nights with Santana is back tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. We will have a panel discussion. I'm not going to drop the topic yet because I got to send it over to a couple of different people so they can see it. But we're going to have an amazing discussion, an amazing conversation, something that a lot of people need to hear. So make sure you're around this evening, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, for Late Nights with Santana. 2 hours. We have changed it from 3 hours to 2 hours because now we're doing, instead of 3 days, we're doing 4 days. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Late Nights with Santana, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. If you are interested in joining the conversation, you do not have to be quote unquote opposition to join this conversation. You just have to be able to come join and have a conversation with the people, right? It's a respectful conversation back and forth, and it will allow us to get to the heart of a lot of different things that we need to address. So if you've ever been someone who's interested in actually getting on these lives and having these conversations or whatever the case may be, this is your opportunity. This is the perfect opportunity for anyone to quote unquote cut their teeth as far as being able to join these conversations. And it's so super important for the community. Last but not least, this is something that I worked on last night, and I'm super excited about this. W's in the chat for the people over on Twitch. If you take a look, I have my Twitch name. I updated my Twitch name. and I updated my Instagram name as well. But my Twitch name is Santana Speaks 24. Santana Speaks 24 over on Twitch. We're going to be streaming. We're going to be gaming. I tested it out last night. I got everything set. In my free time, I am going to be doing Twitch only gaming streams. I'll be gaming, having conversations, answering questions, all of those types of things, but it's only going to be on Twitch. So if you're over here on TikTok or if you're on YouTube and you're not following the Twitch account, go follow the Twitch account. Santana 24, Santana Speaks 24. What game are you playing? Right now I'm playing Elden Ring because that's my game, but I got Dragon Ball Sparking. I haven't played the new Elden Ring game at all, so like I might play that and you guys can watch me struggle. I got Red Dead Redemption. I got a ton of games, right? So I'm going to be doing that. So if you are not following me over on Twitch, Santana Speaks 24, do it. I'm gonna hop over there at some point today. And again, it's super chill. Listen to music, talk, play games, hang out. That's gonna be Twitch. So make sure you follow me over on Twitch, Santana Speaks 24. All right, guys, we are going to get out of here. Like I said, Late Nights with Santana is back this evening at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. We're gonna be here. We're gonna have some amazing conversations. Make sure you are available. Join us so we can do the things. Let's go ahead and call it.
Brunch with my creator, yeah. We're just having some fun. Relax, sharing the moments when the cameras are done. The real you, real love, no filter, no show. See at a table, let the world know. Brunch with my creator, can you see? Yeah, it's the human side of the screen.
Hey guys, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. I had so much fun, and I'm just so thrilled that these wonderful people have given me the opportunity to share some of them with you, share what they're about with you, share their platform with you, and I'm just honored, right? So guys, I appreciate all of you. I appreciate all of you for hanging out with us today. I will see you all this evening. Again, Late Nights, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. We're going to get active. Guys, thank you for all the gifts, the taps, the likes, the shares. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you all for being absolutely amazing. I love you all. And as always, peace.